Ben West. I'm a custom software consultant. I help financial services organizations with technology strategy, architecture, custom software development. Full-time independent consultant for the last 8 years, working both through other organizations to help find roles and then also finding some on my own independently. First year was very scary. Having never worked on my own before, I had no processes, no templates or documentation on how to do this. I was kind of winging it the whole time. I had a few people to lean on, but definitely did not have the network that I have now or knowing how to run the business in addition to doing the business day to day. The hardest parts for me were not doing the job. It was doing everything related to owning your own business. So the networking, all the admin stuff, doing your own invoices, working with an accountant, working with a lawyer on contracts, all the side things that are outside of the actual consulting part of it. So I've known for a while that I was struggling in certain areas of improving my business, doing a better job, but also moving up to more advisory or changing my offerings or even clarifying my offerings for that much. So I'd been reading a few books, not making a lot of progress, and actually ran into somebody who was moving in the direction that I wanted to go. And I asked what the biggest thing was that made a change. He said, working with the business coach. I said, well, do you have any recommendations? And he recommended Melissa. So I was going out of town that weekend and I actually downloaded 6 hours of her podcast to see if I liked what she was saying. And I listened to a bunch of it and I was sold. I'm like, if I have to set up a time for the introductory phone call. Melissa really helped me prioritize what the important things were to work on, because as a business owner, you've got all these things to work on and not all of them are urgent or very important. So she helped me pick and choose the right things to tackle on a set schedule throughout the week, but also she helped me realize a few of the things I was doing that didn't have a lot of business value. Yeah, I was busy and I thought it was important, but it wasn't bringing in any extra business or no invoices were generated because of those activities. So she really helped figure out what was important, what to work on. I feel a lot more confident when I meet with potential clients on networking calls or even investigative calls, articulating what I can do to help them out and asking them the right questions to help drill down on what they may need and how my services translate to that. And then I can see within my schedule when all these activities are going to fit in instead of trying to fit it in or doing it in a haphazard fashion. I'm getting a repeatable process down that I can look back on and see what worked and what didn't work and fine tune it from there. It's really been nice working with Melissa, and I feel like I'm a lot better off after the last few months of working with her. There were a few times when we would meet and I didn't get everything done that I had hoped to. And I was a little nervous to go into our next coaching session, like, oh, am I going to get chewed out or something like that? She was gentle with helping me figure out why I wasn't as successful as I had hoped, but also firm to help me figure out and come up with a plan to get past that the next time it happens. Because something always comes up. There's life, there's business, and you're never going to meet all your goals, but to help figure out how to be more successful when stuff like that comes up and bounce back from it instead of just throwing up your hands and, well, I didn't do that and then not do anything for the rest. So to plan for interruptions and move forward. Definitely do the introductory call and find somebody that you would get along with and works with you. Melissa was a super nice person. I mean, I felt like we clicked right on the first phone call, and I knew by the end of the call that I'd get value out of working with her, and she'd be great to work with and fit my personality. So I definitely recommend it.